Chapter 4, Reincarnational Dramas. So before going into SETH Master's definition or explanation about reincarnation, first we have to understand, or first we have to know what reincarnation means to us. It means the knowledge or whatever we know about reincarnation. Reincarnation means what? So what do you think about reincarnation? So you have to understand so that we can better understand, or if there are any assumptions or myths about reincarnation, so that we can understand it according to SETH Master, with the help of SETH Master's wisdom, right? So first, what do you think? So for a few seconds, think about reincarnation. What you mean and what do you understand? So, yeah. So, in simple words, reincarnation is a new version of something from the past, isn't it? Our new version. Anything, that new version from the past is reincarnation or rebirth, reborn. So, coming to SETH Master. So, SETH Master, earlier, he referred to our environment. And when we are learning about environment and its assumptions, if you remember. So we have a last chapter, we have in detail, we got to know about environment, about our environment, about SETH Master's environment, about his work. And and he said about the important point, every dimension, each dimension has certain assumptions. So here in 3D dimension, time and space are assumptions. And said that we are aware of very little of our larger, more extensive environment. And he says we are all mere actors here. Isn't it, in this drama? Why he has written, why he has mentioned word reincarnational dramas? So dramas, what the play, the play is happening with us, through us, by us. Because everything is scripted. Everything we have already written before taking birth. So that's why he says about a drama. So he has mentioned word drama. And for example, if we want to play a scene, just imagine. So in school days or college or wherever, if we are planning a drama, okay, a show. So we need 12th century atmosphere, a 12th century scene. It's about the scene related to 12th century. And we choose, okay, we arrange a setup relating to 12th century, isn't it? We choose all the supporting co-actors or according to the script of the play. That's what in some movies, when they, historical movies, or when they want to arrange a setup of any like dynasty, certain dynasty or any kingdom. So all the even or 1960s or 50s, so they arrange all the things in that scene relating or which will appear on the 12th, in the 12th century, whatever they have, they try to arrange those things, all the background, I say, okay, background and all. And what the director, the story writer, they choose all the supporting characters or all the characters. So in the same way here, okay, we create a 12th century. That's how we create a 12th century environment. In the same way, we create an environment, our role and people in our life. So how the drama, how we arrange suppose we are arranging a drama, we are creating a drama. So we choose all the environment, we try to put environment that supports our story, isn't it? That adds even more meaning to our story. so that whoever watches the drama, whoever they will connect easily, isn't it? So in the same way, we choose certain people in our life, and people in our life, and our role in this lifetime. So everything is scripted. So he says, you are so focused in your roles, however, so intrigued by the reality that you have created. So entranced by the problems, challenges, hopes, and sorrows of your particular roles, that you have forgotten they are of your own creation. So we involve in our own play, forgetting about that we have created this. We have, and before taking birth, so we know everything, that we create our own reality, our own life, and our own, the family, or whatever it's whatever we have planned. So everything we choose here before taking birth, and after taking birth, even after taking birth, we create our own reality. But we forget all these, and we involve in our own problems. We take too seriously, so focused on only our roles. Okay, in fact, we have created other roles. We forget about other roles, and we focus only on us, only on our role. And this impacts on the problems. So how we are facing the problems, or called challenges, hopes, sorrows, or one particular role, that we forget that we have created that. We are focusing more on our role. So for example, in a movie, okay, if the director, the director focuses only on the hero, forgetting about all the supporting roles. He just, whenever we see hero appears on the screen, or in each and every scene, so so what we think then, that's not the right way. So we can't understand the story properly. We only focus on the that particular character. So here also, in our own play, we are forgetting all the other characters, all the other roles we have chosen already, and we are completely focusing on our problems, on our role. So that's how we think bigger size of whatever the challenges we are facing, or the problems we say, that we are giving so much of energy to that. With the present environment we live in different periods of time simultaneously, which we are not aware of it. So he says here, we live in parallel dimensions. So we are not only focusing on our role, okay, we are in this environment, we are focusing think about micro level and a macro level. So micro level, what is micro level? About our role in this environment, about our role and all the other people who are in our life. And the macro level, think about this planet, this dimension. In fact, we are in other dimensions as well, simultaneous. That's why parallelly, that's what Seth Master is saying. We live in parallel dimensions. It means our consciousness, that we have discussed this topic in chapter 2, I think, friends. So we live in different dimensions. Our consciousness will split. Our consciousness is everywhere in all the other dimensions, and we are living parallelly in other dimensions. With this environment, with this dimension, parallelly we are living in other dimension as well, if we believe it or not. Okay. So it means our consciousness. So we means not this physical body. Our consciousness is not limited to this body alone. Okay, parts of our consciousness act in different dimensions. So hence we are a multi-dimensional beings. We are a multi-dimensional being, friends. We live many existences at one time. So parallelly. So just accept it, just think about it. Okay. So because what happens is, our consciousness is so vast, so our consciousness is so big than what we think. We have never realized, never experienced our consciousness in a full length, in a massive way. We only think it is our body, and we limit our consciousness to our body itself. And next coming to the time. So, okay, what we reflect when we hear the word time. Just think about, what do you know, what do you mean by time, right? So in generally, moments we have spent, or when we plan for the future, what is time means. So just think about, in that olden days or coming future, we are representing certain movements, we are fixing certain movements to the time. Okay, moments that we have spent. So what we think about the time means the past or the future, isn't it? So moments, what we have spent already, what we have experienced, or the moments we are about to experience, we are about to plan in the future. That's what time mean in our terms. Okay, but according to Seth Master, time is not a series of moments. So we think that time means a series of moments, that means memories, isn't it? When we go, if someone asks about our childhood, so what are your experiences related to your childhood? Not one memory. We think like so many, like that means collection of moments, collection of experiences, a group of experiences, or so simultaneously, so parallelly, simultaneously is a moments which we collect, and we think about the time. We fix the time into certain moments, a group of moments we relate to the time. But here, what Seth Master is saying, no, according to Seth Master, time is not a series of moments. In fact, what we think about time, it's not actual definition. It's not what actually we have to understand. But it's a series of moments. The word that you speak. So how these moments are creating, how these realities are creating. The words that you speak, the acts that you perform appear to take place in time as chair or table appears to take up space. I will read it again, friends. The words that you speak, the acts that you perform appear to take place in time as chairs or a table appears to take up space. Now try to understand it is very deep, very, very important words shared by Seth Master, friends. It's very, very important. When we understand this concept, we can change our reality. It's a very depth, very deep to understand. So the words that you speak, the acts that you perform appear to take place in time as chair or table appears to take up space. So he is just relating our words to chair and table, to chairs and tables. That means a furniture. Okay. So we are creating our reality with our words, but we blame time. We are blaming time, but we are creating our words. We are creating our own reality with our own words, with our own perform. So that means how this chair and table, how this chair, if there is space, okay, this already we choose certain furniture, we plan it, and we arrange, and we blame that this space is occupied by this furniture. Okay, so we blame space. Okay, there is no space because of this furniture. That means we are creating our reality with our words, and we blame time. And time is not running good. The time is not supporting me. In fact, we are creating it beforehand. We are creating it beforehand. That means, for example, okay, let us take some example. If we meet a friend, and we plan to watch a movie. So we meet a friend at morning time, okay, 9 o'clock, and we plan to watch a movie at night, night show. That means what is happening here? The night has come yet. So the night didn't come yet, but We are planning that this situation, this meeting should continue, or again we should meet at time, that particular time at 9 o'clock to the last show, right? That means the words are, we are planning before the time. We are planning before the time. The words what we speak, we are planning it well before the time. And these words are going fast. That means these words are moving fastly. That words go first and later followed by the time, but not time and the situation. Time never comes first. We are planning certain things. That means there is already a space, and we are filling that space with chairs and with chairs and tables, with the furniture. That's what he mean. That means we are creating our own reality with our words. That means how important our words are. That's why Patri sir always insists on Vakshetra. That means what we talk, we are creating our reality. The words we are letting out, we are creating our own reality. We have to be very aware of our words, friends. Words, have certain frequency and certain energies. So they act. So we forget about what we speak, and we blame about the time. We forget about what is happening, what are the frequency, at what frequency we are in, but we blame the time. And this is what he says, that the assumption of this dimension is what? Time and space. So we are in illusion that because of time, in this particular time, every situation is happening in particular time. But in fact, it's reverse. We are creating that situation well before the time, and at particular time it is happening. Understand? So it means the situation is already been created, and it falls in particular time, like chairs and tables occupying the space. So whatever we are creating, we are not accepting it. Isn't it? We are not completely accepting. So what it is, we have created it and we are not accepting, and instead we blame time and we blame others. So in fact, within the play, we have to accept it as real. That's what Seth Master says. And belief system, and our belief system, myths or whatever, each and every one, we all have our own belief system. So whatever the belief system you take, it depends. So it relates to time and space. So some they assume days, isn't it? This day is not suitable for me, this particular day is not lucky, this week or that particular time is not good for certain work. So we blame the time, in fact forgetting about our own belief system that is related to time. Okay, so here moving further, other assumptions. So relating to time and space, so other than time and space, there are other assumptions, okay, limited by time and space. So here other assumptions, this is from the book, let me read this. Other assumptions accepted for the same reason include idea that all perception comes through your physical senses. In other words, that all information comes from without, and that no information can come from within. So you are therefore forced to focus intensely upon the actions of the play. Now these various plays, these creative period pieces, represent what you would call reincarnational lives. So let us understand this paragraph. Okay, so the first assumption, so what he has mentioned, the first assumption on a micro level. Okay, well, let us see that first assumption that he has included is the perception comes from our own physical senses. Okay, so we, with our physical senses, we the information, whatever the information we take in with all our physical senses, with eyes, ears, so what we hear, what we see, then we frame our thoughts, isn't it? So we think that all the information is coming from outside. That's the first assumption. So in reality, at a micro level, everything is micro and macro. So when we understand certain things at micro level, and we have to understand certain things at macro level, right? So on a micro level, so we are creating our future living in the present moment, isn't it? We are creating in our future living the present moment. We are planning for the future. That means here, whatever the information we are taking in the present moment from outside, we are creating for the future. So in fact, and at a micro level, we are multidimensional beings, so parallelly existing in different dimensions. So that means that whatever we think that only with this physical body we are living, so we are creating this, forgetting about inner self. So all the information that we assume, that all the information what we are creating only with the outside information. So nothing is coming from inside. So we are assuming. And second thing is, everything is coming from outside, all the information, and nothing we are realizing from within. So we are assuming that matter is independent of our creation. So coming to the first assumption, we have to listen to our inner voice. If we are creating our reality according to our feelings, according to our emotion, according to our own belief system, and whatever we have created in the past, the environment. So everything we are creating based on the inner self, forgetting about the inner guidance. So we take information from outside and we are creating it. So here there is a missing. So some certain part is missing, that is your inner self. So we have to listen to our inner voice, inner guidance. That means we can plan our future. We can create our future depending upon with the help of our inner voice. But in fact, we are ignoring that, and we are taking the information from outside through influence, or through the belief system, or believing in others, and we are creating our future. That's not the right way, he says. That means already we are in assumption, and in assumption we are creating our future. We are creating our reality, being in assumption, being in that illusion. So in illusion, or say with ignorance, we are creating our reality. So we are forgetting about inner guidance. And second thing he says, second assumption is, you are therefore forced to focus upon the actions of the play. Now these various plays, these creative period pieces, represent what you would call reincarnational lives. So we are assuming that matter is independent of we are creating our own reality. We are assuming that matter is independent of our creation and perception. That means we are forgetting that, we are ignoring, completely forgetting that we ourselves are creating our reality, assuming that matter, that means whatever the creation, whatever the situation is happening, it is independent of us. It is not depending on us. Okay, the matter means the situation. So whatever we are going through, that particular situation is independent of us. That means what we are here thinking, friends. So whatever it is happening, whatever the situation is, we are into the situation. We are thinking that already there is a situation and we are placed in that situation. In fact, we have to think that this situation or this matter is created by our own self. Understand? And but we are creating the matter. And the third thing is, we bound to this physical body. We limit ourselves to this physical body. So limiting ourselves to time and space. So here time and space is also an assumption, isn't it? Time and space is also an assumption. And we are seeking information from outside, whereas everything is within. We need to connect with our own self. So because we are not getting information from within, we are forced to focus intensely upon the actions of the play. That means whatever is happening, whatever the incidents are happening in our life, we are forced to accept that. We think that we are forcibly placed in that situation. Now these creative period pieces, and we think that these creative whatever the creative period pieces represent, that what you would call reincarnational lives. That means each and every moment, the series of this each and every moment, we think that these series, one by one, what is happening, the series is a reincarnational lives, we think. So this lifetime we finish a certain series of moments, and we think that we are planning next life. In next life we think the same, that certain together, some moments together, isn't it, some experiences together is a lifetime. But in fact everything is happening well before, and everything is happening parallelly. That means we are experiencing the situation, we are experiencing the matter parallelly, we are creating a future. Okay, so they are not happening one by one like series. That what SETH master says, they are not happening one by one, they all exist basically at one time. So here there is no time boundary. We think that the time is playing. That means the time is it is a crucial role, it has a crucial role, forgetting about ourselves. In fact we are creating something in the time. That means there is already a space. Going to the back example, there is already a space, and we are buying all the furniture and we are placing that furniture in that space. Okay, so those who are framing themselves in this play called reincarnational existence, they find it difficult to see beyond them. So when we fall in these assumptions, when we place ourselves in these assumptions, and we think that we are limited only to this physical body, and we are limited to this only whatever the series is happening. That means it's an assumption that everything is happening one by one. So this is a myth. And some people, so they forget about their ability, and they depend the people who believe these assumptions, who are in these assumptions, they even forget about their abilities and depend on others, isn't it, friends? So some people think that that person is better than me, and let me ask the guidance. So what I need to do in my life? It's your life, you have to make the decision, you have created it. Then how can a person give better solution or help? Yeah, help we have to take help from, but the decision must be ours. And don't force others to, and don't influence others to make decisions in their lives. So we should not interfere. That's what we interfere. We don't know about their soul plan, we don't know about anything related to them, but we involve. So here the people who believe in these assumptions, they forget about their ability and they depend upon others. So keeping ourselves in these assumptions of time and space leads to limited progress. So when we fix ourselves to these assumptions, so that means we are limiting our progress. We are limiting. So our soul, or whatever the knowledge, the physical body also needs some knowledge, isn't it? Physical knowledge. So we fall in that assumption, and we limit ourselves, and we limit our progress. So when it's like direct relationship, friends. So when we limit ourselves, when we limit our abilities, we are limiting our progress. So both in individual terms and in terms of species as a whole, that's what SETH master says. So not only here, the whole species. So who falls in this assumption? The whole species growth. That means the whole generation, that growth is also limited is getting limited. And now coming to the last topic here today. In each play, both individually or in a group, different problems are set up. Progress can be measured in terms of the particular ways in which those problems were solved or not solved. Great advances have been made in certain periods. For example, great offshoots appeared that from your viewpoint, you might not consider progress at all. So in this paragraph, so earlier what SETH master, this is just related to what I'm saying, what I'm explaining now. So earlier SETH master explained to me about an energy. So how energy works. So there are three scenarios here. Okay, so he said this is not from the book, friends, but he said earlier. So when I'm reading this book, and also about when I'm meditating, so he explained about energy. There are three concepts. There are three scenarios here. The first one, okay, if we are not willing to do certain work, and we didn't complete, so imagine that work is not completed, that work is it's incomplete. At an energy level also it is incomplete, so that work is unfinished. So here physically, in physical reality, okay, if we are doing certain work, we are not willing, we are not interested, we are not having any interest, so that's unfinished work. So in reality also that work is incomplete, and at energy level also that is incomplete. Okay, that is the first scenario. And the second thing what he said it, if we force ourselves to complete the work, if certain things, if we force, we are not willing, so whatever be the factors, if we are not willing to complete the work again, but we forced ourselves to complete the work, though the work in physical reality is completed, but at an energy level it is incomplete. Okay, everything is an energy, and so working at an energy, it's very important. Not like proving ourselves, not like proving to others, relating to that work, to complete that work. Maybe we think that if we complete whatever might be happen, so if we complete that work and we can go to the next work, but at an energy level that work is incomplete, and that energy impacts the next work of ours. Are you able to understand? This work is incomplete. Okay, if we force ourselves to complete this work, but an energy level, it's incomplete. So what is missing here? We are forcing ourselves means we are missing our whole beingness, our being. So we are absent. So we are absent in that work. We are not aligned with that work. So though we force ourselves, though we complete it, that will impact. That means at an energy level, it is unfinished. It is incomplete energy level. And that gap or that vacuum, which is not incomplete, it is not incomplete, that will affect next work. And that's how we are creating our reality in this way also. And coming to the last, the third one, if we are willing to, and we put we put our full beingness, and we put ourselves completely, and we relate to that work, though the work is incomplete, at an energy level, it is success. So it is done, it is successfully done. We think that in physical reality, this work is incomplete. But when we do with our wholeheartedly, when we do with our whole being, when we connect completely, though the work is incomplete, at an energy level, it is done. And that will help, that energy will help us to the next work, to the next reality. That means here, whatever we do, friends, we should not force ourselves. So if that is compulsory, try to understand and try to put your wholeheartedly work that, and that means not the physical work I am saying. That means whatever the situation, when we completely align with the situation, when we completely accept that at an energy level, that will get clear. And next thing is we create a better reality. So this is today's session, and we will continue next further topics in this chapter 4, the reincarnational dramas. Yeah. So thank you so much. Hope you understood. Anyone would like to share, friends, or if you have any doubts, you can unmute yourself. Thank you, Swapna ji.
Sharada ji, thank you so much for the wonderful wisdom, Swapna here. Um, I wanted to understand about dimensions better. I mean, we keep hearing about this a lot, but it will be great, like if you can take a session on dimensions, because some things are difficult to understand.
Yeah.
Like we say that we live in multiple dimensions at one time, and also whatever reality we are creating, like it could reflect in any dimension. Correct? Correct me if I'm wrong. Is what you said. But whatever reality we are creating.
Even I'm trying to understand. So first, I had experience in the past in dream. Okay, we in dreams also, we connect to certain other dimensions. In dreams also, we try to fulfill our purpose. So in that, what happened is in the dream. So I thought it's a dream, but it's another parallel dimension. It's not fully evolved, that planet, or you can say that if we think about 11th century or 10th century, how the environment will be, how the things around us will be. So I have experienced that. I am a poet. I'm a writer, a poet in that place, in the dream. In fact, I have not at all any interest. In fact, I even think, I even thought about, I even analyzed about myself. So what are my hobbies or anything related to writing? So nothing came out. So I try to understand. Then slowly, after few days, you can say, so I that like self understood. So masters made me to understand that is another parallel dimension, other dimension. So in dreams also, that means we think that when we take birth, full consciousness, that means the soul will take this birth. Yeah, the soul takes, but the soul has certain consciousness, right? Consciousness, and that consciousness takes another form. Not only like human being, it might take another form as well. And when we think that when in certain dimension, when the soul evolves when the soul evolves drastically, definitely it will impact in other dimensions as well. So simply say that one rat, okay, it's like it's a scientist, they have discovered about the rats. A group of if there are 100 rats, if one rat got enlightened, if one rat got to know how to pick up things, how to know, but and other rats, other 99 rats, automatically they will understand. They need not learn, they will understand. So that means in the same way, though we are, believe it or not, we are in a grid. We all are connected in a like a grid. So when one evolves, that's why, when some people, they collectively meditate, when half of the planets it's like meditation, definitely it will bring change in others as well. Are you trying to understand?
Yes,
So
yes.
it's like a grid. It's like a grid, in this grid, it's like we are all connected in a grid. Though we know each other or not, though we know personally each other or not, we all are connected. So it's like a grid. So when this grid, an energy point, when two masters or when two they meet, so what they will understand, some energy releases, some the positive energy or whatever the energy it will release, and it will just connect to other grid. It will just connect to other points. That's how evolution is happening.
But those points could be in other dimensions also.
Yeah. Everything is connected at an universal level. Nothing. That's what Seth Master says. Even Seth Master says, even we are assuming time and space as an assumptions here. That space is limited. Only this space is limited to only this dimension. In fact, there are multiple universes, multiple dimensions. That means we have to go beyond. We have to understand ourselves, like we are not limited to certain time and space here. Just take it like as it is.
No, no, absolutely. The reason why I'm asking dimensions is I had an experience. If I'm not taking too much time, I know
That's fine.
Anuji has a question, so I'm going to quickly finish it. So once I meditated and then I slept and then I had a dream wherein a very senior master came and said, it's time to leave your body. You have only 2 days and you'll be leaving your body. So I thought like probably it's this life, okay? I was thinking why so clearly I got that in the dream. And then I happened to talk to another senior master saying, this is what I've seen. Then the master said that, it might not be in this dimension. So I was always curious. I know there are many books and all, but you explain it so well. So was like you're hoping if if there can be some wisdom shown on like what are these dimensions and so that it helps us understand better. That will be really great.
Yeah. Let me understand. So whatever whatever
Definitely.
Zeth must try to explain. So to certain extent, even I understood. But the whole dimensions means, yeah, we need to understand in a better way. Definitely, Swapnaji, we will work on it.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes, friends, anyone would like to share? We have question here. We do not finish the work which we need to because we don't feel like doing it, then will it affect the work which we are expecting to get completed? Definitely, that's what Seth Master said. And like I'm expecting as a result, but did not get but desired result. Is this because of the energy of the previous task? May be or may not be, because like there are so many probabilities, Anuji. So what we are feeling, everything is at an energy level. So what we are feeling, if the work is connected, and again what we feel is it's like complete of ourselves. Wholeheartedly we have to work. So when we put certain work, when we like, see, like for example, children wants to play. Okay, children wants to play, so they are interested. If the child is interested in playing badminton, but the parents, they force the child to certain arts like dance or anything, will the child will be happy in learning? No. What happens? In the training period, the progress will be slow, isn't it? He can't, or the child won't enjoy the dance. The whole conscious, that means the whole being, that he is happy with by playing badminton, other sports, but the forcibly they put the child into and see these arts in dance. So what happens is it will affect the growth. It will affect the child progress in that particular dance. And after coming back, so if the child is not happy with what he is doing or what she is doing, definitely it will impact on the other work, isn't it, Anuji? You Did I answer your question?
Yeah, Sarada ma'am. Yes, actually, I mean, yes, you did, but I actually was like, I gave an interview, a job interview, and it went very well. At the end, but somehow I was like looking for the desired result here, uh, and somehow like eventually it didn't happen. But there was something from my previous job which is still remaining to be completed. Like I have to return something, which I'm like planning to return. But it's something very insignificant. But I just have to finish that task and return it. Is it because my that task is not completed, and that's why my current task where I put my whole heart and soul, that did not get finally materialized? Is that because of the energy block from the previous thing which kind of blocked my current thing where I put everything into it, and it went so well, but somehow it didn't click at
Okay.
the end.
Here you have to understand. So you have to make yourself clear. Are you still in that vibration? Are you still in that past? In that past, are you carrying that? Are you still carrying your past experience?
Yes, a little bit. Like some
Yeah.
materials
So
I have to return. It's just like one shot thing which I can do, but it's just that I'm not getting that feeling to do it. Like I have to just put in my energy into it and just complete it. But I'm not that. I mean, as you said, right? I was like not in but feeling like doing it. But so is that kind of blocking my current thing where I'm like putting my whole heart and soul and I'm like waiting for that thing to happen.
okay. So here is like what I understood is when we are doing certain work, we carry impressions from the past, the experiences or whatever, and that emotion is an energy also. Okay, emotion is what energy in motion. So we carry that energy, but here we have to that when we, if we want to break that illusion, so if we want to break the time and space or assumptions, certain belief system, we have to be in the present moment. Okay, create ourselves. So you have to create. So before going to interview or before that, you have to check your feelings, you have to check your belief system, and what the expectations, or what is what the desire you have, that is, we think that this is this is my desire, this is my favorite thing to do.
Yes.
But in fact, what is the inner guidance? What is that inner guidance? If we that's what he said na, one assumption, we think that only we take the physical reality, we take only the physical factors on through our physical what senses, we forget about our inner sense. That's what we have, our inner sense, we have eyes, ears, and whatever, that's called gnanendriyas. Okay, in the wisdom eyes, the wisdom. So we have to listen. So you have to listen your inner guidance. So when we listen to our inner guidance, we create whatever we have planned in this life. So we go in that path. If we got disconnected with our inner self, that's what happening, trials and errors. And we take that experience, we hold that experience, and holding that experience, we are creating another reality. Understood, Anuji?
Okay.
So
Okay, thank you.
meditate. So meditation, friends. So meditation helps a lot. So get that inner guidance. We all have that ability, because so use that inner guidance. Meditate. Yeah.
Okay, thank you so much, Ratana.
Thank you. Yes, anyone, friends? So here, Reena ji. I think Reena ji. Yeah. But goes with our relationship also. But do you think it goes with our relationship also, sir, Ram sir?
Please go ahead with that answer, Sharda.
Yeah, thank you, sir. So relationship is not like here relationship or whatever the work. That means in relation also, Reena ji, we are present. What we think about that relation, and definitely that will impact. So here it's like a real experience of some other person. Okay, that a family, she is not having a good relationship with her mother-in-law, with her in-laws, I say, not only mother-in-law, with her in-laws. And because of she is not having a good relationship of her between her in-laws, the relationship is not well. This relationship got impact. So this relationship impacted on the relationship between wife and husband. So they always bring the topic, she always bring the topic related to this relation. And she always discuss. So that got impact, that got affected their relationship. Okay, so here what we are taking too much seriously, what we are taking it, and how we are understanding it, it's all completely us, it's all completely related to us. So there is no certain correct answer that this will apply to this situation, so this answer we can apply. So we create our own different realities based on our different experiences, and we don't know why this relation is not going well with in-laws. We don't know, because she has certain impressions from her past, from her childhood. So that got impacted, that got triggered in this relationship, and this affected wife and husband relationship. So that's what I can say, Reena ji. Everything is us. So what we understand. Okay. Yeah. Thank you so much. Ram sir.
Very beautiful session, Sharda garu. Meditation was amazing, and Seth's wisdom is very deep, and I see very interesting sharings ongoing. And one of the important things is whatever we are listening in these sessions is an extract, and everyone who have the questions must take the book, meditate, and read the book, because there is so much of learnings that happens. More than learnings, more realizations that happens. All that we are listening here are quite deep, and layers. There are so many layers that are there in these sharings that we can only um, connect to when we meditate more and when we read again and again Seth's wisdom, Seth's books. We have to read these many times, and every time we read, a new layer will be revealed. So what we are now connecting to is the important, yet one of the layers only. There are multi-layers that we can connect to as we keep reading these books. So we all must read this book. It's a must, because there is a lot we can grow, we can realize, we can connect to. And today's how can one experience the statement we are multi-dimensional beings? How much ever we explain, it remains a statement. One has to experience this. Only then we understand it. So we have to experience it. Only then we understand it. So how do we experience it? By listening to everyone's experiences. We have to thrive for it by meditating and by reading and being in service. All these aspects add their own part in order to experience that we are multidimensional beings. There was such a beautiful sharing on all the assumptions that one make, that indeed doesn't make us to understand the reality in its true terms. We are always creating our own realities. So that's the first line and the bottom line. Everything that Seth Master shares leads us to understand that we are constantly creating our own realities. And how beautifully the sharings happen today about the physical and the energy level. So doing something physically, it can, when we force it in doing, leaves energetically still incomplete. It's like any lesson in the life as well, if we do it, but we do not learn it, energetically it remains incomplete. And so we have to redo it until we learn it energetically. So experiences, although here we are looking at a physical work, we have to as well understand that in terms of lessons, if certain experience, certain event, certain situation is repeating, it is because there is something on the energy level we are yet to integrate fully. So there are there is so much of information that is there, wisdom is there, many layers of wisdom is there in each of these sharings. So very beautiful. Last week we had, few days ago, we had a sharing on willpower, cultivation of willpower by Torquam Saradarian. And indeed, even there he had asked, which was in relation to the physical work. When you're forcing something to complete, you might leave energetically aspects incomplete. So that is why he also says, relating to the willpower, whenever you are doing something, ask yourself, why are you doing this? What is the reason behind doing this? What is forcing me to do this? For whom am I doing this? Who is the boss and what is the purpose? So there are so many such questions. If we keep asking, it might lead us to do things in the right way, not just physically, but as well in order to integrate things at the energy level. So we are constantly creating our own realities. We are constantly creating our own realities. Just keep on remembering this statement. I think even in one of our past sessions, we said, this should be the mantra. Wake up every day and repeat it. In the past, people used to repeat things holding beads in the hands. But this is the thing that we have to always keep on reminding our own selves. We drop so many misconceptions when we understand that we are creating our own realities. We drop so many blames, so many dependencies. We are all interdependent, yes, but we wrongly depend on so many things. We look up to the gods. But when we understand we are constantly creating our own realities, we look into our own self. That is when we truly connect to God. If we are looking above to God, in order to connect to that Godness, we have to go inside. So thanks a lot, Sharda Garu. Thank you.
Wonderfully explained, sir. Thank you so much. Thanks a lot. It's very true, Master. So please go through this book by yourself, because each and every one, we have understandings at different levels, and when we read this book collectively, we can that's what Sajjana Sangatya is. We can reveal certain layers, what Ram sir has shared just now beautifully. Thank you so much, sir. Yeah, thank you, friends. Reena ji, this book is The Eternal Validity of the Soul. Okay, I will share in group. Reena ji, yeah, thank you. So thank you, friends. Anyone would like to share or? Yeah. So thank you, and let's meet in another session. Namaste all. Have a great time. Thank you, sir. Shall we end the session, sir?
Yes, madam. Yeah.
Yeah. So friends, see you all. Namaste.